Hey guys, it's Olivia and welcome back to my channel, Endless Page. I am super excited to film this video. This is my very first wrap-up video and I'm doing a wrap-up of everything I've read and a couple of things I've watched in the month of May. In April, I was already about halfway through this book. So the first thing I did in May was finish off Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. You guys probably know this series, The Shadow. It's the second book in the Shadow and Bone series. It's about Alina, who discovers she has powers while traveling through this dangerous storm called the Fold, which is full of monsters. This book I think I enjoyed much better than the first one, and I got through it a lot quicker. I think when the first book is all like majority world building, it means sequels can be a bit more fast paced and fun. Also with the introduction of the character Nikolai, who I see why everyone is so obsessed with. He's such a fun character to read and adds great humour to this book. Yeah, I found myself reading through it quicker. It was a good read to start off the month. So planning on reading the third book, Ruin and Rising, potentially next month. So then I'll be finished the trilogy. The next book I read this month was Lost in the Netherwoods by Aidan Thomas. Okay, I have a bit to say about this book. I think I said in my haul video I picked this book up because I also own Cemetery Boys by the same author, Aidan Thomas, who is a popular author. That's a really popular book. So I was like, hopefully I will like his new book and I should get his new release. Yeah, that might have been a mistake. This is a young adult fantasy, and you know what I didn't realize as well? It's a retelling of Peter Pan. I'm so silly. Like, how could I not see that? The main characters are Wendy and Peter, and Wendy's brothers' names are John and Michael. And I didn't actually put two and two together till I actually started reading the book, and I was like, oh, it's a Peter Pan retelling. I'm so silly. I thought that was a bonus because I'm always interested in trying more fairy tale retellings, especially if they're a bit darker and a bit more adulty. So I thought I would like this book. I did not like this book. I was so disappointed by this book. I'm sorry if you enjoyed this book, but I can't agree with you. It was boring. I was bored. Nothing happened until like the last couple of chapters. This book is boring. You just follow Wendy around her day-to-day life. The plot, I don't think I said the plot. The plot is about Wendy, who when she was younger went missing in the woods with her two younger brothers, John and Michael, and she was the only one to return. And she has no memory of what happened to her in the woods. And then, while Wendy's older, kids in her town start to go missing again. And she's driving along in the woods and almost hits this unconscious boy on the road, Peter, who says he needs her help to find the missing kids. So I thought it would be really like really good plot, like teenagers in the woods trying to discover a mystery and like figure out what's happening. But yeah, it was boring. I wasn't connected to the character Wendy. I found Peter really damn annoying. Nothing really happened. I was not interested. I found myself like reluctant to pick up this book. I didn't want to do an effort because I was so far through and I just wanted to know what happened to see if, you know, the ending was good. There was a twist at the end that did take me by surprise, so that kind of made up for a bit. But other than that, I had no interest in this book. I was so relieved when I was done. I could mark it off on Goodreads and never pick it up again. Also, I just want to talk spoilers for a second, so I'll put a time code in. Okay, so spoilers. One thing that really weirded me out this book and put me off it even more was Wendy and Peter's relationship. So Peter is obviously aging and physically aging, which, you know, he's not meant to because he's Peter Pan. He's meant to stay young forever. But what's really creepy is Wendy talks about how, like, as he's getting older, she's like attracted to him and she's like staring at him and noticing his muscles and him developing, which I find really creepy because although yes, he is physically becoming older, he's still technically got like the mindset and like the personality of a kid. Like, he's still childish. He says childish things, he does childish things, he like doesn't understand how to like process emotions and stuff because he's still a child. So they're not on like the same level emotionally or intelligently. Even though he's meant to be very old, he's still, you know, he still acts childish and he doesn't know how to deal with adult situations like emotionally. So when Wendy's like said she's physically attracted to him, it creeps me out. It creeped me out. It was weird because he still acts like a child, and I just really didn't like that plot point. I didn't see the purpose of it. It didn't add anything to the plot for me, or like, you know, yeah, I found that creepy. Okay, spoilers over. Yeah, I was really disappointed by this book. I rated it 3 stars. It was boring. I didn't enjoy it at all. I was so disappointed, and like I said before, I couldn't wait to be over with it. So yeah, I was really disappointed. Not a good read, and very, very boring. Yeah. Okay, following the disappointment of Lost in the Neverwoods, I read a 5-star read, and that is House of Hollows by Crystal Sutherland. Oh my god, this book, absolutely amazing. This follows the story of 3 sisters, Iris, Vivi and Grey, and you follow from the middle child's perspective, and that is Iris. When the girls were young, they vanished off the street on New Year's Eve, and they were found a month later with no memory of what had happened to them, and no one knows where they were. When they're back, also their eye colour has changed, and so has their hair colour. And ever since that time, weird and mysterious things, kind of dark things, keep happening around them. And then follow from when Iris is older, her elder sister Grey goes missing, and her and her sister Vivi have to figure out where she is, what has happened to her, and if this is connected to what happened to them when they were children. This book is so dark and haunting, and like really great thriller to read that you like find yourself clawing for the next chapter, like clawing for what happens. It's beautifully written. The descriptions are amazing. It gives you like chills reading it. It's dark and haunting and keeps you on the edge of your seat with what's going to happen. There's so many creepy characters that just make you shiver. This is a beautiful, beautiful read. I was so shocked by the ending. It was dark and gritty, and I could not recommend this read enough. I didn't want to put this book down. I just kept reading and reading and reading. I had to know what happened. It's a great, great standalone young adult thriller. 5-star read, absolutely great. It's definitely going to be a favourite of the year. I really, really recommend that everyone read this, House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. And then the final book of the month was actually an audio book, which is kind of rare for me. And that is Feminists Don't Wear Pink and Other Lies. I thought because the content would be heavy and non-fiction, that it would be best to listen to an audio book, because I find I can't read non-fiction. I can't concentrate. This book is like a collection of short stories and poetry and essays about different women's, like a wide variety and wide diverse variety, I should say, of women and their stories with feminism and their experiences and how feminism is a part of their identity and their life. This is mainly all the stories, all the stories are from well-known activists and actresses, and their stories are inspirational and amazing. I did like some stories more than others. The really, really creative ones, they really stuck with me more because they kept my interest, because they were non-fiction mixed with fiction. So, there was these creative stories mixed with a message, and mixed in with the author's experiences with feminism. Those ones really caught my attention. They were so creative, and I found that the information and message really stuck with me more in those stories. Of course, these women's stories are so inspirational, and some of them are really confronting to hear about. The only one thing I would say is that all of these women are really famous, high-profile women, and there's no average day-to-day woman's experience and how they can kind of implement these feminist teachings in a more lower level, more lower community level, rather than these amazing women that are doing it at such a macro, huge impact level with, world leaders and organizations. So I think it would have made it a bit more relatable if there was the average day-to-day woman and how she implements, you know, it in her community or her family or her life. I think that aspect of what as well would have made it a bit easier for younger women and women in not such high positions of power to implement feminism as well. But yeah, a really inspiring read. I learnt a lot that I didn't know about feminist and feminist theory. So if that's something you are interested in, I would recommend it. Maybe the audiobook, because some of the actresses do narrate their own stories, which is cool to hear as well. So yeah, that was a 4-star read. I did enjoy it and I would recommend it. And then finally, I want to talk about 2 things I watched this month. If I'm not reading, I'm watching TV shows, so that's my other obsession. This month I watched an incredible TV show, and that is the show Invincible. If you want to watch it in Australia, it's on Prime Video. This one is about Mark Grayson, who's 17 years old, and his father is the most powerful superhero on the planet. And the story follows Mark as he develops his own powers, and kind of about balancing his school life and his relationships, his family, and training to become a superhero. I was a bit reluctant to watch this at first because I was like, is it going to be like one of those superhero shows that's still still got to be appropriate enough for kids and have kid jokes and kid kind of stuff in it? Absolutely not. This is an adult cartoon, not for kids at all. I wasn't ready. I didn't know it was such a violent show, so it took me by surprise when there was these really violent, crazy things happening. The fight scenes are so cool. It's so twisty and dark, which I love to see, in a cartoon, a bit more adulty and dark themes that can be explored, which makes it so much more fun to watch. So many twists I didn't see coming, so many cool villains and characters. I would highly, highly recommend this to anyone who likes superheroes and someone who doesn't mind lots and lots of violence and blood. It's a very bloody show. It's great. I had such fun watching it. I was just like, next episode, next episode, next episode. I had to know what happened. The final episode was also very great and set up amazingly for what's to come. It has been renewed for season 2 and 3. So I don't even want to think about how long I'm going to have to wait for the next season with that cliffhanger at the end. It was really fun, really cool action scenes, amazing animation. And yeah, I highly enjoyed this show. I'm obsessed. I'm tempted to just go back and rewatch it again. That's how much I loved it. And then I watched Netflix's new film that is directed by Zack Snyder, and that is Army of the Dead. This is a zombie heist film. It follows a group of people who are hired. I think he's meant to be like a rich billionaire casino owner kind of guy, who hires them to break into his casino in Las Vegas and take out $200 million that is in the vault, and they get to split some of the money amongst themselves. But the problem is Las Vegas was infested by zombies, and most of the people in Las Vegas were infected, and the government has kind of quarantined Las Vegas so no one can get in. So they have to break in and get the money out before the US government nukes Las Vegas at the end of the day. So yeah, they kind of have that time period to break in, get the money, and get out without getting nuked. I was really looking forward to an action-packed fun film, but that's not really the experience I had. I was really disappointed. There was not as much action as the trailer made it out to be. Of course, when they can cut it down into 2 minutes, it looks action-packed. I was kind of boring. I didn't really feel connected to any of the characters or their stories. I found some of the characters really annoying to watch. It was boring. I found myself looking away or looking at my phone, not paying attention to what was actually happening. There were some cool fight scenes, but not many. So yeah, it was a really disappointing watch. I also found out there's a YouTube channel, Red Letter Media, who do awesome movie reviews. They're great. And they did a breakdown of the movie. And also I found out they said that a lot of the scenes and shots were taken from the film Alien, which is really disappointing. If you watch them side by side, it's like a copy of kind of some of the plot points and the scenes of the film, which was also annoying to see that some of it wasn't even his own ideas. So yeah, I was really, really disappointed because I was really looking forward to this. I sat down the night it came out. I was really excited. So yeah, that was kind of a disappointing movie. Hopefully I will get to watch some better stuff next month. So yeah, that was really fun to film, my very first wrap up. Let me know if you watched or read anything I did this month, or if you just want to chat about what you read or watched this month. I would love to talk with you guys in the comments about it. I am going to film a plan for my April TBR. I don't usually plan out my month, but I thought I would do it since I had such a successful reading month this month, and see if I can stick to a general kind of plan. So keep an eye out for that, because I will be filming that video. Thank you so much for watching this wrap up video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!